Hey, Colabcoaching yet again to share some wise words of wisdom for the week. So, we're still talking about taking advantage of. This is the Taking Advantage of series. And this week, we want to talk about the mistakes people make when they're being taken advantage of. The mistakes people make when they're being taken advantage of. Now, I've probably made these mistakes that I'm going to talk about. I definitely have. I've definitely made these mistakes that we're about to talk about, and you probably have made these mistakes as well. But the objective for today's video is to ensure that you don't make these mistakes going forward. So, without any further delay, let's get started. So, there's a lot of mistakes that people make when they're taking advantage of. The biggest one I want us to talk about, which is probably going to take the bulk of the video, is being so hard on yourself. That's the biggest mistake. You let people take advantage of you for free. You've let people take advantage of you, and now you feel some type of way about it. You've let people take advantage of you, and now you're at a disadvantage instead of an advantage. And you're so hard on yourself. Listen, listen. If you've never heard this before, I want you to listen very closely. Maybe you got to bring the volume up more. Maybe you have to bring the phone close to your ear. But we all make mistakes. We are all human. No matter how big the mistake you've made or how small the mistake you made, you're going to make mistakes. But the thing we have to realize is that we should be making the same mistakes over and over and over again because we're supposed to learn lessons from these mistakes. And that's what happens when we're being taken advantage of. Granted, it's going to happen. As I said last week, it's going to happen. You are human. You are dealing with humans. People don't always have good intentions. You may not always have good intentions. You may be taking advantage of people. People may be taking advantage of you. And we realize that. We acknowledge that and we know that it's true. But we should not dwell so deeply in our mistakes. Our mistakes are our mistakes. You have to own them. Own them, yes. But you cannot keep living your life thinking that because you made those mistakes that your life is over. Your life is not over. Your setbacks will not set you up for failure. Your setbacks will set you up for realization. It will set you up for actualization. It will set you up for clarity because now you know what not to do in the future. Now you know who not to give your trust to. Now you know you should not be in these situations anymore. You should not be in these environments. You should not be around certain atmospheres for you to fall into the same mistakes. Granted, we all have our gullible seasons. We all have our gullible times. And it's okay. We all will make those mistakes, but I want you to realize that hey, slow down. Realize why you fell for this manipulation. Why you fell for these sweet words. Why you fell for the deals and the propositions that were too good to be true, and you knew they were too good to be true, but you still went along with them. Why you fell so short from who you are as a person, and that's what we're going to lead it to. Who you are as a person should identify as someone that should not be taken advantage of. Again, who you are as a person should identify as someone who you should not be taken advantage of. You cannot be your true self. You cannot be the person that you're meant to be. You cannot be the person that you desire to be and you're constantly being taken advantage of. When you are presented with a situation, when you're presented with a proposition, when you're presented with something that you didn't have before, and you went along with it before thinking, that's the mistake that you have to stop having. You have to realize that you are a person. You have your own values. You have your own ideals. You have your own goals. You have your own perception. You have your own preferences. For you to have someone step into your life, provide something to you, and say, this is it, before you actually assessed it within yourself, that's the biggest mistake that we have to end. You have to end this because not only is it hurting you, it's hurting your judgment. Because now you're looking at yourself crazy and like, I should have known better. I should have never done this. I should have never been put in these situations, but I let myself fall for these things. If you are that person that is quick to act and react before assessing the situation, this is for you. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not harping on you. I'm not telling you that you are evil. I'm not telling you that you are not smart. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is that it's time for you to take a step back and realize the things that you may need to do a little bit better. I'm guilty of that as well. Someone may have said something to me very sweet, and someone would have said, here's this deal. If you just give me $5,000, if you give me $3,000, and I promise you, you'll get your return on your investment, and they don't, and you can't get in contact with them, and they blocked you, and you don't see them on social media anymore, you were taken advantage of. Or you're in a situation where you go on a date with someone and they're, very pleasant, very nice, very charming, charismatic, and you go on a date with this person and you think it's going in the right direction, and you end up sleeping with that person. The next day, the person ghosts you. You never hear from that person again. You never get any type of realization that this person did not have a good intentions, because they knew exactly what they needed to say to get you in the bedroom. Or you're in a situation where someone is pleading with you, please, I just need X amount of money just to get myself off my feet. I just need X amount of money to stay afloat. And in a couple months, then things will be better for me, and I'll pay you back. That person never pays you back. You're being taken advantage of. But it's your judgment. You should have known better. Not to say that you have to know better, is the fact that you should have known better. We're all going to fall for it. I'm not here to say that, you're not going to fall for it again in the future. But what I am here to say is that there are some flags. There's some red flags. There's some things that, that are highlighted that you should continue to realize. This doesn't sound right. This, the way this person is talking is too convincing, or the way this person is talking, they're too sure of themselves. And that is something that I cannot deal with anymore. That is something that I should not deal with anymore. So, to put it as plain as possible, got the Roomba going in the background. To put it as plain as possible, the mistakes that people make when they're taken advantage of, one is literally to put it plainly, the mistakes people make when they're taken advantage of is, one, they do not see the signs. They ignore the red flags. They ignore the too good to be true feeling that they get. Another thing that they do is that they rather will put their ideals, values, perception, perspective to the side, because someone is convincing them with sweet words, with wonderful expectations, with wonderful outcomes that they are looking for. Another thing is that you literally are putting who you are as a person on the back burner just to please someone else. You're giving trust to someone who doesn't deserve the trust. And it's okay. I understand. I've fallen for it. You probably fallen for it. We all make these mistakes. But remember, these mistakes are mistakes. These mistakes are real, and I get it. They hurt. But at the same time, our goal is to not continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Learn what you can learn from those mistakes. Move forward so that you do not continue being taken advantage of. Simple as that. So if you're struggling with this, please message me. Go to my website, yourcolabcoach.com. Go to my website, sign up for that free 15-minute coaching session. Also, sign up and fill out that relationship checklist so you see exactly what you want to talk about. Also, you can email me, colabcoaching@gmail.com, if you want to have a more personal conversation with me before we get into the sessions. Also, Facebook Colab Coaching, Instagram Colab Coaching. All my series and all my videos are on YouTube, COLAB Coaching. Finally, holiday season is coming. Get yourself fresh eyes, solve problems easier, the self-love relationship journey. Put it in your stocking stuffers. Give it as a gift. Get it for yourself. It's also on Barnes & Noble's, Amazon, and it is on Doris Publishing. Also, it's on any audiobook website you can think of. It's on Audible, things of that nature. Write a review. Tell me what you thought about this book. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you hated it, if you have some ideas for the next book, I'm here for it all. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful day and be safe out there. Bye.